Okay, guys. Obviously disappointed. I said here from day one, you got to be able to stop the run, and you got to be able to run the ball. We did not stop the run the way we should have, and we did not run the ball the way we should have. We had an electric night here with one of the largest crowds, opening day crowds, and it was a hell of an atmosphere. Appreciate the student body and all the fans, and obviously, I don't feel like we played at the level that we were capable of playing at. I give credit to the Jackrabbits. I thought they played like we knew they would play. They're a really good football team. They've got you can tell they've got a great team culture, and they just played hard. The game was an interesting game. We played well on third down on offense, and we had some offense. We ran a bunch of plays. Our time of possession was fairly close. We had more first downs. But again, that's an example of why you got to be able to run the football, and then you got to be able to stop the run. They averaged 7-point-something yards a carry in the run game, which is totally unacceptable and hard for me to understand how that happened. And I've got to watch the tape and take a look at it. I think they had 400-something, 80-something yards. We had 400-something yards. That's where statistics to me cannot be accurate, because if you looked at them, if you didn't really dive into it aside from the obvious score of the game, you'd say to yourself, what's going on? Well, I'm guessing we rushed it for under 3 yards a carry, and they were playing a heavy pressure front. We early figured out real quick what they were doing and tried to take our shots down the field. Early in that game, we had a wide open shot. We missed that. And then that's my call on 4th and inches, 8 inches, 6 inches, whatever it was. In the second half, I take responsibility for that. And, the way I feel about that is if you don't get 8 inches, you don't deserve to win. So I'm going to be aggressive and make those calls, but that was my call. I made that call. Okay, and then we turned it over, I think the following series, we got the ball at midfield, and we had an exchange problem. And those two series were lost series for us on offense. I thought Toddy played really well. I thought he threw the ball really well. I thought he was a great leader on the team. I saw a lot of positives out there, to be honest with you. A lot. There's a lot of good stuff wrapped into some bad stuff. Several players I thought played really well, and you can see that. But we got to play a whole lot better on defense. Again, got to run the ball better. Got to stop the you got to stop the run. That would be an understatement. Okay, so we get back to work, figure out where our mistakes were. I like the physicality of our team, I like the toughness of our team, I like the way we play hard, but we obviously didn't play well enough, and that's my fault, because I'm responsible to make sure we play at a higher level than we played tonight. One game doesn't make a season. I still feel like we have an opportunity to have a heck of a football team, and myself and our staff got to get back to work and get this team firing at the cylinders that we believe they should be firing at. So that's on me. Any questions?
Steve, what surprises you most about your performance tonight is the fact that they ran the ball as well as they did,
yep,
considering how well you stopped the run last year.
Yes. I sat up here and told you we've got one of the best front sevens in the league. Now I got to sit here and look you in the eye and say we gave up 7 yards of rush. That's got to get fixed. That's on me. That can't happen. It's not going to happen. Next.
You mentioned, you were surprised about the lack of defensive success. Were you surprised about the lack of offensive success on your end, and just kind of?
I don't think there was a lack of offensive success. I didn't see it that way. I don't think there's a lack of I don't think we ran the ball the way we should have ran it. Our third down percentage was good. Our total yards, I think we ran close to 80 plays out there. I think we had 460 some odd yards. I think we did some really. I think we started slow because they were playing a loaded box. We missed a couple of early shots, and we missed a shot that was a touchdown. And I want to say maybe, and I don't remember this, I want to say the next series, we had that critical penalty where we threw a sprint out rub play, and they called us for pass interference, and it was right. It was. It shouldn't have been, but it was. We had the ball crossing midfield to Trey on that catch, and instead we were all the way back coming out of our own 30, I think it was. So those were two back-to-back series where we got nothing done, and we should have on offense. So because of that, I thought we started slow. But we recognized early that we had to pierce the center of the defense and we had to throw shots. One of the reasons we didn't run the ball as well is because they loaded the box. And we did throw the ball pretty well in our play actions and our movement pockets, so we got that done. That's why those stats are where they are, right? But we pride ourselves. I think the thing, if you said to me, what am I most upset about? When it's 4th and 8 inches, we better get the first down. That's upsetting to me. We're a physical football team, and you have to be able to get 4th and 8 inches. And that didn't happen. That's upsetting to me, okay? But to say that there was no offensive success, that's an error of statement. So we'll go from there. Next.
You said coming out of scrimmages, you were a little worried about execution. You mentioned some of those mistakes. Is that your primary focus to clean up going in? If you clean up some of these execution mistakes, some of these things will go better for you.
Well, that's the plan, right? That's the plan. I got to go back in there and see why we're giving up 7 yards a carry on defense when that shouldn't be happening. You know, we have the physical ability, so we got to get it fixed. We have the physical ability to run the ball on people when they load the box too. And I want to see where some of those issues were, you know. But I was real pleased with the way Toddy played and with the way he threw it and his command of the offense. But when teams play a heavy loaded front like that, you have got to hit those shots early and get them out of it. And that we hit some. We hit a bunch, but we didn't hit that early one that was right there for the taking. You know, and you're gonna, a lot of times when these things happen, you hang on those plays. But I thought a turning point in the game was, I'll be honest with you, at halftime I still felt like, you know what, we were starting to gain momentum on offense. We were starting to run the ball. I mean, we were starting to run the ball. That's what was happening. And I said, okay, we're going to come out in the second half, and I called the 4th down play on inches. We didn't get it. They scored. This next series, we turned it over at midfield. They scored. In my opinion, I felt like we should have been able to maintain that drive, and on the next drive at midfield, we got to put that in. And we made a calculated decision not to go after the punt because we'd get the ball at midfield. We got the ball at midfield. You can't turn it over there. So we turned it over there. We didn't get the 8-inch. That was a 14-play swing. That was the football game right there. Didn't need to be the football game, and we felt coming out at half that we'd be fine. But that happened. Got to fix that. That 14-point swing should not have been there, period, end. And give them credit. I mean, they played well. That kid threw the ball really, really well. I mean, he had some drops on him. But those balls were on the money, and he stayed alive. We weren't able to get him on the ground, and he got the ball out quick. So give them credit.
How did you describe your team's demeanor in the locker room after that?
When?
Just in post-game, we just talked to them.
Disappointed. Mad. Know that we didn't play the way we're capable of playing. And looking forward to getting back to work and getting ready to play Vanderbilt. I thought they had a strong look in their eye. They're pissed. Got a good group of guys. And they should be. We all should be. I told them, I said, I'm sick to my stomach. You should be sick to your stomach. If you're a competitor, you should be sick to your stomach. When you don't play the way you feel like you should be playing, and you're a competitor, you're upset about it. We're upset about it. Get back to work here and get going.
Obviously still 9 seconds on the clock. Was there any consideration of maybe running another play before bringing the field goal team out there?
No, it's hard to do. You're messing with fire. I didn't have any timeouts left. I thought we were real aggressive. What did we have, 39 seconds or somewhere thereabouts? Most teams probably take a knee. We didn't. We went right down the field. That was another, I thought, a positive moment. We went right down the field and executed that really well. When you don't have a timeout and you run a play with 9 seconds left, you're really risking having no opportunity to come. You got to be careful when we called the play before that play. We had 13 seconds left. With no timeout, you got to be careful because you can't control how people get off piles, how officials spot and mark. You're messing with fire at 13, never mind 9. I mean, we felt like we could, get one play, get the ball, and kick it. And that's what we did. We didn't make the kick. But that drive, I thought, was well executed with poise. That's, like I said, there are some, you go back through that thing, there's some good things that happened. I thought Toddy at the end, that drive throwing the ball down the field, I thought he managed that really well. There's a lot of good stuff on that field. Problem is there's some bad stuff. And 2 3rd and 17s. They hit a jailback screen on us, a 3rd and 17. We had the field advantage. They were I think they were on their own 25, 30-yard line. It was 3rd and 17. When I see that stuff happen, I say to myself, oh boy, it's going to be hard now when you start doing that. It happened twice. You should never let 3rd and 17s convert. Can't do that. We did it. So, you know, there's stuff to spread around, but I would tell you this. We're going to have a good football team. We're disappointed today, and it would be a fair commentary to say, well, didn't look so good. And I'd say to you, you'd be right. But I think we're going to have a good football team. And I feel we got to get some stuff corrected, you know.